Hi, and welcome to It Figures. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing Jason from Friday the 13th Part 6. Jason Lives. And this is made by NECA. So first of all, I love NECA's packaging. I had a Freddy Krueger that I reviewed not too long ago that was in the same type of packaging like this. It's very nice, and as you can see I paid $24 for this, which really isn't that terrible for what you're getting here. The cover of the box is basically the cover of the poster, and it's held together by Velcro. So on the inside of the box you can see the full version of Jason. And if you're a collector and you don't want to take him out of the box, there's a very big window here you can see him. But of course on It Figures we never keep these in the box. Alright, so let's go ahead and take him out and get a closer look at him. Before I take a closer look at Jason from Part 6, I thought I would go and show you my collections of Jason I have so far. So first off, I have Pamela Voorhees. So I have Jason from Part 2, which came with Pamela Voorhees' head and stand, which is really cool. And I believe this is Jason from Part 4. I do not have the Part 3 version of him. I have the cloth version of Jason from Part 5, not the actual plastic version though. This is the original Todd McFarlane Jason that came out, and as you can see, his machete is broken. I'm not sure what version this is supposed to be exactly. I think it's just sort of gooey random Jason. And at last, I have Jason X, which I also believe was a McFarlane figure. So now Part 6 joins in on the fun. So I can say that Part 6 is not my favorite looking Jason by far. I mean, he's okay, but I think 3, 4, and 7 are probably the best looking ones. And hopefully one of these days I will have all of them from 1 to 8 to Jason Goes to Hell to Jason vs. Freddy. So sculpting wise, let's take a look at the head and mask first. What's really cool here is in Part 6 he had sort of like mesh that went over his eyes. In this they actually have that in there, so you can't actually see his face. I have no idea why they decided to do that. I guess so you couldn't see the actor's eyes in the film, but it's really awesome that NECA put that in there. The mask fits pretty well over his head. It's a little loose, but it's not too bad. And as you can see the detail in the back of his head here, this is where Jason actually becomes a zombie for the first time. So I don't think they really knew what to do with the face of Jason once he became a zombie, but this is pretty much what we get. The sculpt here is great, don't get me wrong. It looks just like the Jason from the film, except I'm not a big fan of the look of Jason from the film. Like I said, Part 7 he looks great with the mask on and the mask off. Here, yeah, I don't really know. But the sculpting is really solid here. So the shirt, Jason is wearing his traditional green shirt with the 2 front pockets. And in the movie he ends up killing somebody who has sort of a utility belt full of weapons, which is really good for Jason. And here's the back of the utility belt. And he has a bag here which I believe had like screwdrivers or something in it. I can't remember exactly what was held in there. And there is a little blood on his shirt. His pants look pretty good too. The bottom of them, as you can see, are shredded, and there's some blood on the legs as well. Pretty decent painting and sculpting here. And we can take a little bit closer look at the mask. It's really well sculpted. It has sort of the axe mark in there. Not really, but it's kind of there. Has the bolts and the strap and the mask itself. Except it's not really too dirty. I would like to see a little age on it, but other than that it looks pretty good. Now this Jason came with quite a lot of accessories. Here is his machete. Again, for some reason there's no blood on it. It's perfectly clean, but the sculpt is pretty decent. He comes with sort of a Rambo type of knife as well. And again, the sculpt is decent. No blood, perfectly clean though. One cool thing he does come with is his tombstone, which has a crack in it just like his mask does. And this is actually pretty cool. I like the sculpt on this. And on the back it actually has a little crack going along the back of it. The top of it is nicely detailed. The only problem with this is just it's way too small in comparison to the figure. Now we have the fence post, which I believe in the film is pulled off, and this is what brings him back to life with a strike of lightning. So this actually comes in 2 different pieces. This here is actually kind of cool. This is the end of the other piece of the fence post, which has been pulled out of the wall. And these easily just fit together just like this. And the reason it comes in 2 pieces is so you can put it into his hand and make it an awful long, impressive looking weapon. And I'll admit, he looks pretty freaking cool holding the thing. So for articulation, this is kind of where this figure falls apart. His head is ball jointed, but it's just so loose. And if you take a look at the back of it, his head actually almost comes off his neck. You can pull it up to where it looks like the head will actually fall off the neck and you push it back down. So it's not that great of a connection there between his head and his neck. He has articulation in his shoulders and his elbows, but it's really stiff and it's hard to bend any of it and without being afraid of breaking it. His hands do rotate pretty well. And this right here is the worst part of the figure. Look how loose the bottom part of him is. His whole waist is just really, really loose, and both legs at the hip are also crazy loose. So it makes it hard for him to stand. One thing I will point out is the hole in his right hand here is very small, and this post will fit into it, but it won't fit all the way into it. So what I'm saying is it won't come out the other side. So in all, I think the sculpt is really great here. The paint is perfect. I can't say anything bad about any of that. However, the articulation, for me, is what sort of kills this figure. If you pretty much want to put him on the shelf, you need to be very careful that he just doesn't face plant off of it onto the floor. But I'm really happy that NECA did make Jason from Part 6, so he is a welcome addition to my collection. So if you liked tonight's review, make sure you subscribe so I can see you next time.